All right, everybody, welcome to Tuesday Talks. My God, what an incredible week it has been already. Can't believe it's only Tuesday, man. My God, thank you everyone for joining us tonight from wherever you are. You may have been joining us because you saw our movie. We invited you here. A friend said you got to come and check it out. It's Tuesday Talks. Has been amazing. And it has been amazing. We started this, just so you know, on God, what was it? March, when this whole COVID-19 started happening, and we were doing live events all over the world. And then boom, just like you guys, we had no idea what this was, what this whole COVID-19 thing was about. But we had to reinvent ourselves. And so we started our own podcast show. We started getting some great minds and influencers and thought leaders and experts in their fields and authors and motivational speakers. And wow, tonight we have a very, very special guest. We're going to tell you more about him. But I got to tell you, I'm very excited that you're here. And I hope that, we're going to go for about an hour and maybe, God, how long did we go? Like an hour and 15 minutes or so. And we want to do some Q&A, right? We want to make sure that we get some questions answered, some things that are on your mind. And I think that our guest speaker and I tonight can maybe answer some of those questions, and we'll do our very best, okay? So without any further ado, I want to just bring up my PowerPoint. This is actually a picture of me before COVID-19. So without the big Fu Manchu, it's not big, but it's my version of my Fu Manchu. Yeah, that's what I looked at without the goatee. But anyway, my wife hasn't kissed me since March. I'm kidding. She has, but reluctantly. She's like, man, my face gets pricked all the time. When can we shave that thing off? And so I said, all right. She said, I told her we could do it on the day after Halloween. Why? Because it's the day after my birthday. So I am a Halloween baby. Very, very scary. And isn't it just mind-blowing that Halloween is just right around the corner, right? And then we'll have Thanksgiving, and then the holidays, the big holy holidays, Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate, okay? As I said earlier, I bring thought leaders, experts, right, to this platform. And this is a guy, I literally feel like he is a brother from another mother. I thought people say, John, where do you get your energy from? Right? I don't know. It comes from inside. But this guy right here, his energy takes it on another level. I'll tell you what, his expertise is in the habits, right? Helping you undo some of your habits. He wants to change your behaviors, right? He is an international keynote speaker, one of the most sought after speakers on this planet today. I don't bring you anybody other than the best of the best. He has shared the stage with some of the biggest names, guys like Jack Canfield, Brian Tracy, John Assaroff, Les Brown, and the list goes on and on and on. Now, most people barely get a book done their whole life, but then if they get one best-selling author, that's a big deal in their life. This guy's done not 1, 2, 3, 4, but 5 best-selling books. And just so you know, he is the founder of Habitude Warrior, which is an awesome event. There's a waiting list to get into his program. Just so you know, I want you to know, a waiting list. And people go in there, but let me just tell you, the transformation that people will see that I have personally witnessed, and this guy has personally, that's why we do what we do, because we see the evidence. Like, you can't see somebody who weighs 400 pounds go down to 180 and look better and feel better and go, it doesn't work. We see that kind of a black and white transformation. And that's why I'm so happy that he is working as hard as he does to create this thing called the Habitude Warrior Conference, okay? So without any further ado, my good friend, pound for pound, heavyweight champion of the world, Erik Swanson. Yeah, baby, that's right.
What's up, brother? Good to see you, man. How are you? Good to see you, John, and everybody. I see all of you guys. Wow, there's tons of people on this. How are you, man?
Oh, man, I miss you, man. I know we were on tour, traveling all over the United States, and then bam, it's like COVID. So
I
really good.
know. It's like, what happened? I mean, I got to tell you. So I was listening to earlier, and it's so ironic what you said, because every day I get up and I mean, raise your hand if you get up every morning, right? I do. And every morning I get up and I pray. And the other day, John, I thought of you, man. I don't know how this happened. I was like, I think today I'm going to do a little different thing, a different prayer. And I said, I'm just going to pray on $1,000,000. Like, you were talking about this earlier. And I was like, I'm just going to do it. And guess what happened? Literally, I walked over to my kitchen. I was about to get something out of the fridge, and I stumbled upon this right at my feet. It was a briefcase. Literally a briefcase, dude. I was like, what's in here? And I looked inside, and check this out. Not just one Think and Grow Rich book, but here's another one. Check this out. The Think and Grow Rich from Sharon Lecter came out of this one. And then guess what else? The collector's item Think and Grow Rich. That's amazing. That came out here. And then, of course, one of these guys, right, from you, Think and Grow Rich, you and James Whitaker. And then, of course, I have mine sitting right there. You can see right there.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So I'm here, man. I'm here with the briefcase in hand. This is it. And what's interesting is God somehow delivered all this millions of thought-provoking awesomeness to me. And for some reason, I don't know how God thought this. He's like, just in case you didn't like the briefcase, I like it. It's Boss, Hugo Boss, but he left the tag on it so I could return the briefcase if I don't really want. I don't know what happened there, but anyway. Good to see you, brother.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, these people, I'm sure, are fired up. If they're not, they need to get up on their feet, man. Get out of your chair. Get out of your couch right now. Let's get the energy, the emotion going, people.
That's right.
Guys. So, Erik, everybody sees you, who you are today. They see, and those of you guys, if Erik's always dropping bombshells on Facebook. He'll just go live, like out of the blue. It's like, I'm going live, and wherever he's at, he's in his car, his living room, he's like sitting there, and he'll start going live. So follow him on Facebook too. But Erik, how did you get in this space? Like, I mean, did you wake up one day, your whole life, little kid, second grader, your principal teacher comes and says, like, Erik, when you grow up, what do you want to be? He goes, I'm going to be a behavioral habit expert.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Yeah.
How did you get into this space, man?
I love your background, by the way. This is awesome. It's amazing. I didn't realize I was going to be interviewed by John Shin and Fu Manchu all at the same time. This is a beautiful thing. So you look great, man. I'll tell you what, I got in this space, like people are like, were you just born motivated, And I think a lot of us, we really are. We just need to harness what's inside of us, right? I was talking to a friend of mine named Jim, and I'll tell you his last name in a little bit, but you know who he is. He passed away around 14 years ago. But before he passed, he was talking to me about the fact that everything's internal. Everything's inside of us already. We just need some direction. Like if you're going to do a movie and cast a movie, you've got all these really cool actors. You need a director who actually sees it from a great vantage point, right? So, and that's where you come in, John. You're such a great director of showing people what to invest in, and how to invest your time and your energy and your money and your awesomeness, right? And so the point is this, I was sitting with this gentleman. He said, everything's inside of you already. I can't give you any other answers. I can direct those questions you might have in a good, successful way. And that gentleman was Jim Rohn. So Jim Rohn, before he passed, and that's the genesis of my Habitude Warrior, as you mentioned before. Habitude is the cross between your habits and your attitude put together, right? Yeah. And that genesis of the name came from when I was sitting with Jim Rohn and had a conversation with him. So it's just awesome. But yeah, so to answer your question, really, it was Jim Rohn had a big influence on me. My very first motivator, mentor in my world, my heart, my life is Brian. Oh, excuse me, Brian Tracy was my second one, but Wayne Dyer. Wayne Dyer, I started listening to him do you remember when we used to have those Walkmans, the Walkman, you put the headset on, yeah. There's a tape deck for you guys. I don't know if you guys know, yeah. So I had Wayne Dyer, and I would sleep. This sounds funny, but I would sleep with Wayne Dyer every night. right? I would just like sit there, and you know how you put the headset on, and the guys, the headsets back then, they didn't go in your ears, they went around like this, and so you fall asleep like this, and you're like hurting your ear, you know. But this is what I would do when I was 17 years old. I listened to Wayne Dyer, Dr. Wayne Dyer, for years, and then fast forward about, you know, probably 8 or 9 years later, I ended up meeting a gentleman named Brian Tracy, and he became my main mentor in business. So that's where I started, Brian Tracy.
It's awesome. That's awesome. And so, you know, there's a lot of people right now that are here that, you know, that we're all in the same bubble. We're all quarantined, social distance. It wasn't like it was only like a certain people. We're like, okay, only the people in a certain zip code, this virus is going to attack you, right? I mean, this is a worldwide epidemic, but we have to learn how to reprogram ourselves, right? Because we are habits. See, I love what you're doing, Erik, because we are all creatures of habit, they say. Because when we wake up, you guys all wake up typically on the same side of the bed. Okay, you probably roll into your bathroom the same way, you brush your teeth the same way, you comb your hair the same way, you shower the same way, you put your clothes on the same way, you get in your car and you drive to work the same street down the same highway lane, and then you show up to your work, you park generally in the same spot, and then when someone's in your parking spot, you're pissed, aren't you? Right? Because you're like, hey, that's my parking spot, right? But it's not even reserved, and you're upset because someone has yours, but it's really not even yours. It's public parking, people, right? But that's how much of a creature of a habit you are. You go to fast food restaurants, you order typically the same food. You are a creature of habit.
Right.
And during this time of crisis, a pandemic, you're still trying to do the same thing over and over. We've all heard Tony Robbins' infamous quote, which is what? What is it, everybody? The same thing. What is it? Yeah, what is it? Yeah, out loud. Go ahead, type it in. Over and over and over and over, and expecting, hey, what is it, everybody? Say it out loud.
Different
yes,
result.
A different result. Yeah. Well, you're like, okay, well, I'm going to try it. I'm going to try to change my habit. And it didn't serve you guys, right? You like try to do it like one day and you're back to your normal, right? Mm-hmm. So why is that, Erik? What do we got to do? How long does it take for people to change their habits? And what are some basic things that you think people can do now? Like, you know, where they can start to change their habits, start preparing for 2021, you know?
Yeah, definitely. You know, interesting. So I've got so many. I'm like so excited that you just asked this question. First of all, I was thinking earlier today. You know, my favorite word is the word awesome. Like I always think about awesome. You know, things are awesome. And then I was thinking, like, people start saying, you know, oh, this too shall pass, and I'm thinking, this too shall be awesome. I'm like, I'm gonna change the whole phrasing. You know, this too shall be awesome. Well, what are you gonna do to make it awesome? That's the question. So to get back to what you were saying, you know, all of us are habitual. And what's it come down to? Like Brian Tracy taught me this years and years ago. You know, we all want this, we all have this internal thermostat. We have this this internal system that we're born with, that we all want to be in a safe space, you know, a safe environment, a safe temperature in regard to your income. Have you noticed? I mean, you're an expert at this, of course. John, you know, when someone comes into a business, starts working with you, and then seeing this awesome increase in their income, well, their internal thermostat needs to raise to that level as well, because otherwise, you know, we've all heard the message that you know, someone wins $1 million and you know, in the lottery, let's say, and then of course, like 3 weeks later, they're broke because their habits didn't coincide with that the $1 million thought pattern and belief system, right? So I really feel like we're all creatures of habit, and the key is to identify. Notice what I said: identify your habits first. What's working and serving for you, and what's not working and not serving for you. I mean, let's face it, all of us, all the people that are on this call, we can all raise our hands, including myself, including John. We can all raise our hands and say, look, there's certain habits that I do that I know are not serving me. Right. And that's okay. We pick our battles of what's really serving me and what's not. We're not all, you know, perfect and so forth. Right. We have certain things that we do, and that's fine. But look at the habits that really, really make a big difference. And what I would suggest doing is, I always love grabbing, I always have a piece of paper next to me. It's over here on my desk. always grab a piece of paper and write down 10 things that if you knew you could change these 10 items in your 10 habits that you possess on a daily basis would have a tremendous amount of increase in success for you, that these aren't serving you, then write those things down, identify them first, and then vow to actually change those. All right. So I always thought it's interesting, my father, I lost my father recently about 3 years ago. Right when you and I started basically hanging out and traveling and so forth a couple years ago. Well, I lost him. And I've always thought, like, he smoked cigarettes for years and years and years. And I always thought about it. I was like, well, it's really a mindset. Yes, it's addicting. I know nicotine's addicting, and he smoked since he was like, I don't know, 20 years old, I think it was. So he smoked for 50 years straight. But the thing is, you can make this decision, and a decision is to cut from, right? So we all know, Tony talks about this, having a decision is to cut from. So could you actually make a decision and decide that the outcome is better than the result that you're getting right now, right? So identify these, and then what I highly recommend is have an accountability factor. That's why I developed my mastermind. Literally have a accountability factor for people to stick there and be there for you, to support you in your mission, and then you support them in return. It's really, really cool. You had asked, how long does it take to bake a habit, to make a habit? Well, it depends on what the habits are, right? If it's a bad habit, well, 2 days, right? If it's a good habit, they say 21 days to sustain a good habit. I disagree with that. I think it takes a lot longer. I mean, how many of us have done this where we're like, all right, 3 weeks. Yeah, I can do it for 3 weeks. And then you kind of stop doing it. Well, sustain that longer, right? I give myself 3 months. I give at least 90 days to sustain that amazing, great habit, and then build upon that. So hopefully that kind of answered a few of your questions.
Yeah, no, it's great. And then let's talk about the attitude, right? We've all heard the great one of the great quotes is, right, you got to have an attitude of gratitude, right?
That's right.
But changing your excuse me, guys, changing your state, right? Your emotions, right? And learning how to compartmentalize your emotions, right? I mean, especially like right now, like how do you compartmentalize? Hey, I just watched, something on Yahoo. I just saw something on TV. I was watching something on CNN, right? Or MSNBC or Fox News. First of all, you guys, just my opinion on all these news channels. I got to be honest with you guys. If I was you, you need to stop watching all of it, okay? Like all of it, right? Because if you watch CNN, you always know it goes one way, one side. There's another channel kind of called Fox News. They're like on another side. Then you got MSC that's kind of in the middle or whatever. So you already kind of know who's on which side. But if you sit there and you watch that all day long, what are you programming into your mind every day? Right. Yeah. And then you go on to Yahoo or MSN, and then you see more crap. Right. And then here's what you do. Then you call your friends that are talking about the same shit. Does that make sense? Right. So my opinion, you guys, if you want to start to change your attitude, your behaviors and all that kind of stuff, man, you got to start changing your habits. And here's the thing, you already know why you're that way. You already kind of know, don't you? I mean, that's just, I'm not like a behavioral, expert, but what would you say to that, Eric? Like some of these people, like right now, like during COVID-19, because you and I both know there's a lot of people crushing it right now. They're making a ton of money, more money now than ever.
Yeah.
Major corporations are making more money than ever. Look at Amazon. You guys look at Wayfair, look at Zoom, look at their stocks that are skyrocketing out of control. Again, that's not a solicitation for a sale, just so you guys know. I'm just trying to illustrate that, you guys, right? But at the same time, even like small businesses like me, right, and Eric, we're still exploding, right? I mean, yeah. We're not Jeff Bezos and we're not Mark Zuckerberg, but we're doing pretty darn good for where we're at, and we're pretty happy where we're at. So all these other people that are listening right now, how do they change their state? Instead of like doomsday, worry, oh my God, and to start getting back on that saddle, what advice, coach, can you give them?
Yeah, and I'll address that this way. So, thinking of you and who you are, John, and the followers that you have, I have to say this. I don't think that your followers right now on this call, there's hundreds or thousands, however many people are on this call. I don't think those are the type of people who are sitting there going, doomsday, this is so, and depressed all day long. I don't think that's your audience. But I will say this though. I do know, and just raise your hand like privately right now while you're watching this, guys. Raise your hand, or mentally raise your hand if you are that type of person that says, you know what, Erik, you're right. I'm doing okay. I'm doing fine, but there's a lot more room for improvement, and I do need to change some of my attitude on a daily basis to assist myself to grow, like John is doing, like Erik's doing, like all these people who are exploding in such a great positive way. The first thing is this, like there's so many, like I talked to a lot of our, John, you and I know tons of friends that are like Sharon Lecter, Laurel Langemeyer, we're talking about the fact that there's so many opportunities right now in this day and time that we normally, now they were here all the time, but now we're noticing it. We are 2020 on it. Does that make sense? Think about it. 2020 gave us 2020 vision in regard to all these different opportunities that we have right now. So out of chaos comes opportunity if we allow it to, all right, and allow it to come to us. So what I would suggest is this: internally and externally, both look at what you're doing on a daily basis with your mindset and your heart and your actions. So look at those three things on a daily basis and ask yourself, could you change it slightly to help people out there in the world? Okay. And it's all about serving. My dear friend Sharon Lecter and I talk about this all the time. You don't go out there and sell, you go out there and serve, just like John does, right? I don't know if anyone called you and said, hey John, we're going to pay you $100,000 to talk to all these people on the Zoom right now. No, you're here because you want to assist people, you want to help people, right? So it's all about serving. So what I would suggest is I keep on going back to the identification. Identify what is serving you and serving others, and identify what is holding you back. What are the actions that you do? Are you waking up late in the morning? Are you watching TV? Are you watching too much news? Like you said, the news is really media, right? You're allowing other people, like our friend Deepak Chopra says, don't allow other people to rent space in your mind, and you're not even charging them rent for it, right? So be cautious of what you bring into your mindset. Is number one. Number two, seek out opportunities, but also seek out success secrets. And what I mean by that is look at the people who are doing such great jobs right now, great innovating awesomeness is what I call it. Right now, over the last 6 months or 7 months or 8 months, whenever this started, right? I mean, John, you and I both know I had an event, a Habitude Warrior conference in Houston, and it was on March, I think it was 7 and 8 or 6 and 7. Yeah, March 6 and 7. By March 8th, I flew back. By March 11th, everything shut down. So we had to pivot, right? We had to pivot in a certain way, but we were set to pivot already because we had seen this, like the the hockey puck. You go where you look where the hockey puck is going to go, not where it is right now, and forecast the future this way. You can forecast your success seriously by just looking at secrets of success from other people who have done the same thing. So highly recommend, again, go to that blank piece of paper, write down 10 things that you haven't done yesterday or last week or last month or last year that you can do today, because you have so many opportunities sitting right in front of you. And if other people are doing, here's another secret, by the way, nobody's better than you and nobody's worse than you. Everyone has the same little green light looking at yourself in the microphone and the Zoom and the computer. Everyone has the same setup. Guys, go crush it. Go get it. Go meet people. Innovate yourself to innovate the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, what about like people who may not be like doomsday, but they may have experienced something lately, whether it was a loss of a family member due to COVID or COVID complications, or someone who just went through a really bad relationship, right? Or someone who just put 20, 30 years of their life into a company, thought they were going to become a lifer there, spending the next 30, 40 years at this company they dedicated their life to, and they just got laid off. Now they're kind of going, now what? What advice would you be able to give them? Just, whether it's something very traumatic, loss of a family member, a parent, a sibling, their husband, wife, whatever, to a nasty relationship separation, to a job loss. What would you tell them to do? What advice for them now?
Yeah, and I'll come from experience of what I had to do. I'd mentioned this before. I lost my father, and it was abruptly. He was flying to come see me and my brother on my brother's 50th birthday, and he passed away on the flight coming to see us. So it's very it was unexpected. Now what I had to do is look at this and say, okay, well, I'm going to go back to my awesome habits that I possess, and use the universe, and use my father, and use God, or whoever you pray to, let's say. Use that to your advantage and the world's advantage, because the better that you can be, the better the world's going to be around you. You're surrounded. They say, interesting enough, John, that they say that you're the culmination of the 5 people that you surround yourself with. Well, think about it. What if you said to yourself, okay, am I that person that other people would like to surround themselves with? Right.
Mm-hmm.
So flip it in a good, positive way by saying to yourself, you are a mentor and a leader to the world already. You truly are. Everyone on this call, we are all, you may not be on a stage, and I use quote unquotes right now. You may not be on a stage like John and I are typically on stages, but we all are on stages. The stage, I was talking to you guys probably know Sekou Andrews. He's awesome. He talks about being awesome, and he's amazing. And he's talking about the stages. We are all on stage. So everyone has a mentorship system going on. You are mentoring other people, and other people are mentoring you, and you don't even realize that they're doing that. So take an identification. Again, it keeps on going back to identifying this, and noticing it, and being mindful of it. Right? Mindfulness is amazing. We just lost an amazing leader who talks about mindfulness, and I highly recommend looking at it and grounding yourself and saying, okay, what am I doing today, and can I increase 1% tomorrow? And I want to address what you said also about someone losing their position for 30 years. Now, someone's in a position 30 years, and then they lose their position because of all these things that are going on. Well, I come from an entrepreneur background of mindset, and I always, and you can see me smiling right now, I'm literally thinking, okay, you just lost your position of 30 years. I'm happy about that, because this will allow you to harness the real amazingness that's within you if you allow that to happen. Right. So what I would suggest again is go internal, identify what your amazing, what I call the passion test. What's your passion test? What are your highlights of if you were hiring, this is a great question. If you were hiring yourself, what would you look for? What would you look for? 10, 15, 20 different things. What are those? And then identify that, and maybe you can come up with, again, the entrepreneur in me is always about creating a course, or creating a mastermind, or creating something that you can help other people in that particular case. How many other people do you think that have just lost their position of 20, 30, 40 years, and they're in the same boat as you are? Well, great. Be a resource of awesomeness for them as well. And you can actually build a business that way.
Great. Now, I just wanted to ask you, you're 5-time bestseller. You got 5 books out, man.
Yeah.
What are your books all about? What for those of you that have never read any of his books, I think you should. I think you should go get 1 or 2 or all of them and see what they are. Could you tell us a little bit about each one of your books? What's the best book? What's the purpose? What's the outcome of their book?
Absolutely.
Your book,
it's all about habits and attitude. So what I talk about and what I dive into is your habits and your attitude, and sustaining that, building a great habit and an attitude on a daily basis. So what I've done is I've written about five. Actually, I have more than that. I'm a 5-time #1 bestseller, but I actually have 2 more books that I've written, and I've collaborated in other books that are bestsellers as well. It's crazy. But the point is, though, this one's called Crush and Dominate: 13 Strategies to Piss Off Your Competitors. So I go through 13 major points in here. And one of them is really, really a great point is build your own mastermind. I'm so excited, John, that I've actually designed, created. This is so cool. This is so awesome because during COVID, who does this, right? During COVID, I created, I designed, I developed, I sustained, and I'm growing in such a major way, something called the Habitude Warrior Mastermind. And it's just amazing what you can do in sources of opportunity if you allow it to. So these books are really just, they're awesome. You know, I mean, of course, because I wrote them, but you know, one of them here, this one's pretty cool. It's all on social millions is what I call this one. People are asking me, they're like, hey, look, you're everywhere. You know, what's really cool is when you've got buddies of yours, like Bill Walsh or Ryan Dice or Laura Langmeyer or John Shin, and they come up, because you said this to me one time. You're like, yeah, you're everywhere, man. What's going on? How are you doing this? Like you're on social media everywhere. Well, I teach you how to do it right here through about 13 different chapters. Oh, by the way, here's a secret on if you've written a book and you want to stand it up quickly, you just do one of those things, right? You just put a fold in there. So anyway, so I teach people how to get the best and awesome exposure through LinkedIn, through Facebook, through YouTube, through Snapchat, through anything you want to get out there and bring more eyeballs than what you can provide. So that's what is in this book. So there's your commercial break on my books.
Well, great. And then if they wanted to get your book, they should get your book. Where they go? Is it on Amazon? You got a special website?
Yeah. So I've got two websites. Check this out. By the way, here's another learning curve for you guys. Check this out. Make it easy for people to find you. Okay. Make it real easy, because most people are like, oh yeah, go to Amazon. You have to type in this and hyphenation that and whatever, all these different things, right? So make it real easy. So what I did was best-selling author erikswanson.com. Just go there. It brings you to the Amazon site and you can purchase the books. Or you can get the books for free if you go to awesomemastermind.com. Awesomemastermind.com. You'll literally get all the books through ebook, because it's my gift to you guys for John Shin bringing me on.
Whoa. Let's do that one more time. All right. So, hey, can my team go into the chat right now and type that in so everybody gets it? So, well, that was a no-brainer. Oh, should I go to Amazon and buy it, or can I get a free copy of it? All right, here we go. Where do we go? Where do we go to buy? Where do we get it for free? Get the ebook version for free.
That's right. So go to awesomemastermind.com. Awesomemastermind.com, and you'll have a chance to go ahead. Everyone will get them all for free here because of John and the team. So awesomemastermind.com. Again, make it easy for people to follow you. Now, I'll give you another point about that. So find words that really are easy for people to spell quickly, and there's no variations. Everyone knows how to spell awesome. Everyone knows how to spell mastermind. Awesomemastermind.com. Pretty easy, right? If you want to follow me on social media, awesomeswanson.com. Pretty simple, right? So make it simple for your people to follow you, for the world to follow you. And a lot of people fail in that. And I teach that in one of these books. So they'll get all of them though.
Well, that's a no-brainer, everybody. Go to awesomemastermind.com and get all those books for free, which is probably, $100 in savings, but you're going to get $1 million worth of knowledge. Yeah. Why would you hesitate on that? See, that's another habit you need to change right now, which is when someone gives you like nuggets, right? Awesome bombshells, you need to move at the speed of instruction. Not like, see, a lot of you always procrastinate. You always have a tendency to delay. So here we're like, go there now. Like, oh, I'll go there later. You know what later is, right? You're not going there. Right? Oh, okay, I'll try. Y'all want to know what trying is, right? Trying is lying, okay? Because when you have a party, guys, and you call your friend like, hey, you're going to come to my party, right? My barbecue party, my buffet, or whatever. What is it when they bring stuff? It's a part. What is it? When they bring stuff, huh? A potluck. You're
Yeah,
going to come, aren't you? Yeah. And they go, I'll try.
Here in Southern California, potluck is something totally different. But anyway.
Yeah. When they say I'll try, right? You know what that means? They're not showing up. Okay. So here's the thing. You just got to do it, man. Like whatever you're going to do, just do it. And I hope that you guys go and get his book and go to that site. Follow him on Instagram. I got it right here for you guys on the screen. Let me share this screen for you guys right here. Okay, this is it, Habitude Warrior. Okay, right. And hopefully you guys will have a chance to see you guys at one of his events. I've been wanting to, Erik has opened the doors for me to come and speak anytime I've got, and I've been wanting to go, but it's crazy times. But I'll tell you what, you guys, I'm telling you, we will have live events again soon. And when it does, this is one of those that you probably want to get to as soon as possible. So, because it's not just you guys going there and getting all the knowledge, but it's the people you're going to meet at these events too. The networking and starting your own. You might meet somebody there and then boom, next thing you know, you open up a mastermind of your own, like what Erik just talked about. I think it's a great thing for you guys to do. Go start your own mastermind, right? It's kind of like what Napoleon Hill talks about in Think and Grow Rich. Right? Get those right minds together and start a mastermind. So, Erik, any last thoughts that you have that you want to share with everyone?
Man, I'm just excited about being here with you guys. Definitely, like you said, start your own mastermind. I think it's a tremendous idea. Like our mastermind, Habitude Warrior Mastermind, is all based on habits, attitude, and the principles of Think and Grow Rich. In fact, this right here, John, is a signed copy of Think and Grow Rich. I signed it with a bunch of other people. Anyway, so join a mastermind. And in fact, if you guys want, I can do this for a few of your team members. If they want a guest, what I call a ride along guest pass to check out our mastermind to see if it resonates with you, I'll welcome that. So you're welcome to go. Just check it out at ridealongguestpass.com. And I'm happy to welcome a few guests of yours to check it out. But yeah, definitely
go for it, guys. Again, move at the speed of instruction. All right.
There you go.
All right, Erik. Listen, man, I wish you all the best. Thanks for coming on, giving us your time. I hope everybody right now give him a big round of applause down below. High five him. Give him some kudos. He's on here to help you guys grow and seek and go and pursue your dreams. Erik, be safe out there. Happy Halloween, brother. Okay, happy Thanksgiving. And
you mean happy birthday to you? Yes, happy birthday to you, brother.
You remember. Thank you. Yeah.
I know. And tell Arlene I said hi, and tell the whole team, and I can't wait to see you out there in the real world soon.
We'll see each other. We'll grab a bite to eat, man.
Take care, my friend. Take care.
See you, brother.
Thanks, guys.
Well, there you go, you guys. Erik Swanson, the founder of Habitude Warrior. Hey, I just want to leave you guys with this right here, okay? Just a few more. I know we're going over a little bit, but right now, as many of you guys are going through some tough times, don't give up on your dream. I want you to have a dream. I don't know what it is, but please, could you just do this for you? Not for me, for all your family and the generations to come tonight. I want you to just take a moment, go off to a quiet place, sit down with a notepad, like what Erik was talking about, write it down. I want you to write down your dreams. Like if I was a genie and you rub your genie bottle, right? And all of a sudden the smoke comes out, right? And I appear, Genie John, right? And I say, you have 3 wishes and I could grant you 3 wishes. What would they be, right? So what would that dream look like for you, right? If we can make it just like that with a snap of a finger, what would that dream look like for you? And I want you to write it down for me tonight, okay, on a piece of paper. And then when you write down your dream, writing it down, I want you to write it down with a date, right? A dream written down with a date. That date is the deadline, right? Very much like, hey, IRS tax day is what? April 15th. Voting day is what date? November 3rd. Like you can't go past that. Right? I mean, boom, that's what it is, you know? Now, if the ballots get in there after it, but you still have to vote before a certain date, right? That's the date. You got to have a deadline with a date. But a dream written down with a date, you guys, becomes your goal. And you got to hit that goal with everything you've got, whether, you know, you got to change your habits, you got to change your attitude, right? And you got to hit that goal. And a goal broken down into little steps. Now people are like, well, you know, there's a saying, how do you eat an elephant? You eat an elephant one bite at a time, right? Not that you're going to eat an elephant, but it's just a metaphor, figure of speech, right? Let me give you another one. You ever gone to like a Mexican restaurant, right? There's one down on in California and down there in Los Angeles. There's a place down there where the burrito is massive, like literally like the biggest thing I've ever seen. And they bring it to your table. It's on this enormous plate. And you look at it and your jaw just drops. You look around the table and everyone else like, are you kidding me? Like, how in the world am I going to eat this? You know how you eat that burrito? One bite at a time. Does that make sense? One bite at a time. But a goal broken down in the little mini steps becomes your what? It's got to be your plan. You got to have a what? A plan. And I want you to start planning for 2021 now. Not in December, not in November, now. Stop the procrastination. All right, I want you to have a plan. And your plan, backed by actions, will become your reality, okay? And those reality will become your dreams. This can happen to you guys. A lot of you right now could be living your dream if you start to what? Follow these little steps right here. Just so you guys know, tomorrow I want you to tune in at 6:00 p.m. so I can show you how to start a business, get it going, right? And then guess what? Next, this coming Thursday, I've got Nationwide, who's on your side. My good friend Cameron Ellen is going to be on there to talk to you guys about this thing called annuities, so you can find out the truth. My input on what annuities are all about. And then I just want you to know that this coming Friday, day before my birthday, is a complimentary special movie screening of the movie at tgrlegacymovie.com. You got to go in there and just register. Then that registration, your email, and all that kind of stuff, and we'll send you a link to watch the movie Friday night. Get your family, get your parents, get your friends, everybody, social distance, whatever, you know, and watch this movie, you guys, right? Now, this coming Saturday, due to Halloween, the fact that it's my birthday, we are not having Shintastic Saturday. So I guess you guys can sleep in a little bit if you choose, right? Otherwise, I'd wake up even earlier, and guess what? Go and tack the day. Now, there will also be no meeting next Tuesday, talks on November 4th. It is the day after, or November 3rd. There will not be, what's this? There we go, November 3rd, due to the fact that it is election time, so please go and vote in person. And then the following Tuesday, join me, November 17th. Is that the right date? It's 2 Tuesdays away. Jamie Jones, everybody. Jamie Jones, Grammy Award winner. And he is the leader of a band called All for One, who they got an award, a Grammy Award for the song I Swear. And it's going to be an awesome opportunity for you guys to hear from Jamie. So he'll be there next Tuesday on November 17th. Do me a favor, just take a picture of this screen right here. And could you get it out to everybody? Could you guys all do me a favor? Not that I ask for a lot. I don't charge for any of my Tuesday meetings or Wednesday or Thursday or Saturday. And all I ask for you guys to do is to take this and have others join us, okay? So make sure that you register down below at bit.ly/John Shin Tuesday Talks. Make sure that you use case-sensitive letters. And other than that, guys, here is my information. Please feel free to call me. Call me on my cell. You know, follow me on YouTube for all my past videos of this. And if you want to meet with me or talk by Zoom, we're not doing face-to-face right now. Please call Matthew at this number right here, and he'll get you all dialed in. Again, you guys, thank you so much for being here tonight. I hope you love Erik, because I thought Erik was awesome. God bless every single one of you. Be safe. Have yourself a shintastic evening. God bless everyone. Take care. Good night now.